Hello, everybody. I'm Romain Lerallut. I'm a VP at Criteo in charge of the AI lab. And today I would like to tell you why I believe in France, industry and research are a perfect match. To introduce Criteo, just very quickly, we are an online advertising company. And every second, we show personalized banners to internet users all over the world. To keep things very simple, I would say that at the core of our products, there is a recommendation problem. We want to show for about 2 billion users the best products, the ones that they're going to be most interested in, out of the 6 billion products that our clients sell all over the world. And we do this about 6 million times per second. So the keywords there are large-scale machine learning and real-time inference. In 2018, we founded the Criteo AI Lab as an effort to, I would say, improve the technology that powers our systems, to bring, I would say, state-of-the-art technology, but also contribute to that state-of-the-art. And the very unique setup that we have is that we have about a 2-to-1 ratio in engineers to researchers. That allows, well, our researchers to have the best context and platform for them to do their research, but also to give the ability to quickly go from research, state-of-the-art idea, to prototype, to production. And our KPIs reflect this. We are both interested in publications, and you can find a lot of those at our website, but also applications, new products for Criteo, and improvements in the products that we have. Now, one maybe controversial opinion is that France is a great place for AI research. And here's why. We love math. It's something since high school, we love mathematics. We're not afraid of equations. We have excellent universities and grande école. I don't make any difference there. We have excellent teachers and they produce top talent every year. And we have world-class academic and public research. That's something that's very important and something that we should treasure. And speaking from, I would say, an industrial point of view, there is also a lot of incentives from the government for companies to perform research. Usually it will be more applied research, but also they can contribute to upstream research. So the question is, how do you get the best of those two worlds? How do you get the best of academia and the best of industry or applied research to work together to bring the most value to society? Before I go and explain some of our thoughts and some of the experience we've had, I would like to make one statement that's extremely important. Upstream research, fundamental research must be funded. If you look at the areas of computer science and high technologies, imagine how the world would have been without transistors, information theory, GUI and WYSIWYG editors, the Ethernet, object-oriented programming. All of these were invented in research centers in which they put smart people with funding and just hack away and explore new stuff. And it's very important that as a society, we find the right balance between research, upstream research, fundamental research, and applications. But once again, let me state this, upstream research must be funded. If you don't, you will starve. You will starve in ideas and you will starve in talent. One thing that we are extremely convinced of at Criteo is that we want to develop sustainable AI ecosystems. And how can a corporate company provide a sustainable environment for AI? How can we sustain in a constructive and productive way that ecosystem? The first way is funding. You give money to labs. It's very simple, write a check. There are other, I would say, more indirect ways, which is to pay taxes that go to the government that fund public research. Hopefully the government does fund public research. That's another topic. And there's also indirect benefits in which a company that sells products either directly to the general population or to other companies, they allow these people to benefit from the applications of research either directly or by creating new advanced products. But one thing that, one role that industrials, and I would say practitioners rather, people who are at the front lines, working really, putting the AI systems in practice, one thing that they can do is to bring new viewpoints, new problems. They are faced with reality, they are faced with how their AI system works and interacts with users, and they can bring back interesting ideas. For example, the field of recommender systems was, I would say, not say revolutionized, but at least energized by the Netflix Prize in 2006. And it actually put a lot of brain power focused on that problem. One of the, I would say, the problems maybe is that it has forced one way of looking at recommendation, and it lacks a bit of the dynamic aspects of that problem, which is something that you only realize once you put your ecosystem in production and see how it interacts with users. So 2 years ago, we released a Reco Gym, which is an environment to simulate the interactions between users and recommender systems. One of the things that a company does, especially a company that works in big data, is that they have lots of data, and opening new data, such as Netflix did, is also a great way to steer researchers into working on those problems. And if you go to that link, you can download our terabyte scale data set, which has been used for the purpose of improving ad prediction technology, but also because of its size, has been used as benchmarks and as a teaching material for people working in large-scale machine learning. And of course, once you have that idea, once you have that paper, if you are working with a system that is in production, then you can very easily have real live tests. We have 2 billion users, internet users all around the world. Whenever we do an A/B test, it's 1 billion against 1 billion. That's pretty significant statistically. And finally, if you want to help become a constructive actor of an ecosystem and and be a sustainable development of that ecosystem, you have to be mindful of your recruitment practices. If you take away all the teachers, you will starve. Once again, you will not have all the new talent that gets trained. So as an industrial, there are various means to bring about this level of collaboration. Again, you can give grants or become patron of some labs. That's one way to do it. Sign a check, no strings attached, enjoy. But one thing that we like more is to build some more collaboration between academia and industry. The way we do it is we try to hire senior researchers on a part-time basis. Have their time with us, have their time in their original institution. Or another way to do it is to have sabbaticals, visiting researchers that stay with us for 6 months, 1 year, understand more about our problems, and of course, bring all their expertise. One type of joint research that I love is CIFRE PhDs. It's a great way to have students, once again, like the part-time researchers, build bridges between a company and a lab. And if you do this enough, you are part of a network, you are part of an ecosystem. Now, if you hire even part-time teachers, then you have to give back. And one of the things that we love to do is contribute to master's programs. We teach machine learning from the viewpoint of people who perform large-scale machine learning and all the data engineering that comes with it. Conversely, if you are teaching in a master's program that does not mention data engineering, I think you're missing out on something. And you can also go for joint labs and research institutes. That's pretty much all those points all together. But the key point is that you want to build collaboration, exchange of ideas. Diversity is a strength. We had, for 2 years, actually, the privilege and the honor of having Noureddin El-Kawi, famous statistician, professor at Berkeley, spend the time with us. He worked on, of course, all his area of expertise in statistics, but also working on different problems, bringing his intelligence to analyze other problems and help us solve them. That is something that we gain, and we had lots of value out of it. But I'd like to point out that he also gained a lot of value. More details on the blog post there. He says that his perspective has changed after having been faced with the kind of problems that we have. And I think that that is a lot of very interesting value, even for an academic, to see the world, or at least the world of AI or machine learning or statistics, see the world from a different angle, and it broadens the horizon. And I think that I'm actually super happy to see this this benefit that he got out of spending that time with us. So if you're an academic, consider doing sabbatical. And if you're a company, if you're an industrial, then consider opening sabbaticals and welcoming people to join you. Now, of course, those are very different worlds. There are things to watch out for. The timeframes. A research program is not the same thing as your usual project in a company. They take a lot longer, and that's the point. They're research, and even then, they're not sure to succeed. Again, that's the point. It's research. Also, you might be surprised, unfortunately, at the differences in timeframes for all the administrative stuff. So it's something that you have to take into account in your timing. All of this come down to both parties need to have a durable commitment on a topic. So select the areas in which you want to build durable capability. It is something that has to be at the core of your business and something that you can commit to for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. At the same time, you need to have a balanced focus between the upstream research and the product deliverables. It's not easy to do. It's a compromise. I would say it's more an art than anything. And of course, there are all those cultural differences. At the beginning, we don't speak the same language. We don't have the same habits. We don't code in the same way. So you have also to acknowledge this and to prepare for it. But in the end, I think that's pretty much exactly the point of mixing several cultures. Once again, diversity is a strength. And when you mix people with different viewpoints, when you have them work well together, you get a huge amount of value. So one thing I would like, well, those things I would like you to keep in mind and to remember. First of all, as I said at the beginning, upstream research is a strategic investment. You cannot not do upstream research. If you don't do upstream research, you will starve. Another is that there are many ways for people to contribute and collaborate. You need to find the one that works best for your own setup, and you need to find things that work well in your field, things that work well in your topic, in your product direction, in your investments. Next, I believe that AI ecosystem, forget AI, any ecosystem should be sustainable. You want to be a positive and a constructive actor in that system, and you want to make it durable. You want to have a healthy relationship between all actors. And there are ways to do it. There are, of course, ways to be more of a parasite, but there are ways for you to be a positive actor that is actually a net contributor. And I think that is very important to keep in mind. And finally, I'm going to repeat myself. There is going to be gaps in culture, but that is exactly what you're looking for. Diversity is a strength. Bring people from different viewpoints together, have them work together hand in hand, and see the magic happens. Thank you for your attention. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'd be more than happy to get your feedback and continue this discussion. If you have ideas for sabbaticals with us, or in general, if you want more feedback on what we did and what our experience brought us in the ways to handle those projects, those programs, by all means, reach out to us. Once again, sharing experience, a great way to contribute to a positive and healthy AI ecosystem in France. Thank you very much.